All right, there we go. There we go. All right, now we're live. All right, good evening, good evening. This is Andre down here, um, overcoming the odds down here in Jacksonville, Florida, and it's kind of funny. We had some technical difficulties just for a split second, so I apologize for being on here a little bit later than normal, but it's all good. It's all good. We're on here ready to rock, and as far as just giving you as far as how to help you get cold traffic. And the reason why we wanted to cover this particular topic is, let's be real. Let's say if you're in home-based business, whether it be offline or online, what happens when you go through the whole warm market or your warm list? You'll run out of people who to talk to. So we just wanted just to give you some insights as far as one particular social media method that will help you get cold traffic, and then over time lead into warm traffic. So without any further ado, let's go introduce the rest of the panel. So I'm going to start off a little bit differently than normal. Let's go over out to the California real quick.
I'm having a huge delay. I'm having a huge delay. Echo. Weird. I'm having a huge delay. I'm gonna try to go back out and come back in. Okay. I'm having a huge delay. Echo. Weird.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all right. But let's go out to. I can hear it too in her end. Go ahead, Mr. New Mexico.
All right. Hey, everybody. Aaron Martinez here. Albuquerque, New Mexico is where I'm coming to you from. Happy to be here. Just got something pretty cool to share with you guys today. And like Andre was saying, it's regarding where to get more people to be looking at what you have to offer, because chances are you've already exhausted maybe your friends and family, and it takes a little bit of time to learn this stuff and to learn how to approach people. And you might be wondering, where do I find more people to approach? And secondly, how do I go about approaching people without being annoying and without looking like a newbie or an amateur, or just something that'll allow people to warm up to you and get to know you naturally. So that's what we're going to go over today. Andre, what have you run into as far as being able to talk to new people about what it is that you do, and what are some of the things that you've had to overcome, and how have you been able to do that?
Oh my goodness, getting new people. Let's just say this. We'll just go to something simple, and I know we mentioned this briefly last week, Aaron, between you and me. But let's say, like, perfect example, since Facebook right now has been kind of like the main heavy hitter, especially as far as social media platforms. What I do like to do personally, I like to share a lot of so you can call it motivational quotes, inspiring quotes. This is only because I do a lot of reading, because as far as working on personal development. And the funny thing is, when I go and just start sharing information from what I read, when I'm getting likes or shares, and this is something that I noticed too within our community, that you were taught in your team as well, though, Aaron, is I will go right immediately, or sometimes vice versa. It's funny, either or, vice versa, or either or I'll message the person, as far as, to say, if somebody completely not even on my friends list. As far as like, okay, they're not even on my friends list whatsoever, or they'll come and contact me, as far as like, they enjoyed the quote. It's something that just really resonated with them. And once that happens, it's funny because, especially in the online world, guess what? That's a free lead. So let's say you don't have any list whatsoever. They have nothing whatsoever. That's a free lead automatically, as far as going to get a chance to talk to the person, and then from there, go and form them. What do we mean by form? Okay, ask about the family. That's what the F stands for. Occupation. That's what the O stands for. Whether they work, they own a small business. R, recreation. We're not doing any hobbies. And then maybe hobbies, like any family members, whatever. And then M, as far as like the money situation. Sometimes you don't really have to even get to that part because you pretty much found out enough about the person going through the first four. So that's just a way I like to go about it. The funny thing is too, that's just in Facebook. I've had it in other social media platforms. Like perfect another example is Twitter, because I like to share a lot of information as well on there too, and it's something of value. So to answer your question, that's what I like to do, Aaron, as far as like giving something as value. I don't do as many videos on Facebook as maybe I would do on YouTube, because I noticed too, like for example, you and Patricia are a lot stronger doing that than I do. Now I use other platforms, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? To get a chance to just relate with people, like Periscope, Blab, obviously YouTube as well. But that's just one method that I go about doing it. It's as far as, again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, it's something as far as what I read, because I'm doing what? I talked about personal development and feeding my mind, so I go about it that way. Then I go and just after maybe get the like or share. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's not even people that I'm friends with. It be somebody whoever, maybe a friend of a friend, or not even, they just kind of resonated with that quote or whatever I shared. So that's just the way too, as far as like, since we're talking about cold traffic, believe it or not, when you're just putting value out there and it's something as simple as that, you'd be amazed as far as who that quote or that video or whatever that you're doing, something of value. I'm not pitching anything as far as business whatsoever. Just give me something of value somebody can take with and just roll with. So that's one way I like to go about getting those cold traffic. Hopefully that answers your question. And now that she's back, or hopefully the lag delay wasn't too bad for you. So Patricia, come on out real quick and introduce yourself. And then Aaron, you can ask her as well. Patricia, muted.
Yes, I should see that red microphone in that, but I'm looking straight at the camera. So when you ask me to come out, I'm always looking there, ready to say something, and then I forget my microphone is muted. But yeah, for some reason I had technical difficulties. I had gone to Apple, to I call the tech people there because I got this warning. I'm sure a bunch of us get that from time to time, some phishing stuff. And usually Mac is pretty good with that. You don't have to worry. But for some reason, it knocked all my passwords out, which do I have to manually put them all in again for everything? So sorry for the delay, but that's what happened. I had to go to Google, and I don't remember my password. And there is, what do they call it? Where you can store your passwords on your computer, but I'm leery of doing that too, so I don't do that. But anyway, yeah, we're talking about cold traffic and everything. I'm from California, and I love this panel. Every Friday we get here for our team, and we're all in the same company, and maybe some of us are in other companies as well, but we met with events. And so, like I said, we all come together here on Friday. I happen to live in California, and it's been super hot here, so I'm like, if I faint, hey, you might have to call 911 to revive me. But yeah, again, Aaron is going to, I believe, talk about cold traffic. And what does cold traffic mean? For some of my friends that join us, some people are in entrepreneur business, an online business, or they are on have a business of their own, which is what we call brick and mortar, regular store, quote unquote, a physical store that people go into. But they use social media now, as you know, to advertise their business. So we know that as a store, for instance, what they do, you have somebody drive down a street, maybe they've even driven down a street for a long time, and all of a sudden, or maybe somebody else is taking over, like my husband and I, if he's driving usually, but sometimes I drive, and I had a chance to look and say, oh, there's a store I want to go to. Maybe I haven't seen it before because I've been so busy driving all the time. But if they have a sign, a catchy sign out, or a display, or even lights, camera, something like that, that a neon sign, that's going to catch my attention. So I would be kind of like a cold market where I'd never been into the store, I never saw the store, but that store has used an advertising ploy to get me interested to see what it is that I might be interested to go check it out. But online, we know that it's a little different. How do we attract people who are not our friends and family to our businesses? So I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Awesome. Well, while we've got you on here, Patricia, I wanted to continue the discussion here and ask you the same thing I asked Andre, and that is, what has been the I guess the thing that you've had to overcome once you ran out of people to talk to? Let's say when you first got started, right? And you initially you were real excited. You talked to all your family and friends, and then you were kind of like, if you're like me, you're kind of like, okay, now what? Like, how do I go about talking to new people without seeming salesy, or without directly pitching them, or just trying to come across as like, that type of salesperson that, how do you, basically what I'm asking is, how do you get people warmed up to where they end up in a position where they're ready to either join you or come to you for more advice or questions about what you do? What's been your biggest way that you've been able to do that?
Well, I just had someone today message me, and they may be on this live webcast. I wasn't friends with them or anything, but they saw a post that I did because we have weekly team meetings that we do on Wednesday. So it happens to be a Zoom meeting. So posting that every week is getting people interested in what I do. So I've had several people ask me, what is that? That's exactly the question, which she says, what is this? And I did look at her profile. She's only associated with one friend of a friend that I know on Facebook, and I looked at her profile. She is in business. She is in business. I'm not familiar with what she does. I'm going to find out as soon as I talk with her. But I never even heard of the business. But that is how I do things. I don't know how long she's been following me or how long that it took her to speak up and say, what is this? I've never seen her like, comment, or share on anything that I have. So it's going to be interesting to find out. But most of the time it's through a post on Facebook, something that they're watching. I rarely get it on YouTube, although I do put things on YouTube, but I basically use my phone to make videos, post them, and people follow what I do. They follow my lifestyle. And then when it comes to business, I do the 80-20% rule, where mostly it's about my lifestyle and what I do. Like my sister was just here visiting from San Francisco, and showing the fact that you went out to go eat or whatever activity that we did as sisters, and just following our story or following my story for this past week. People are interested in what I do. They follow me along. Again, with the videos, YouTube, Facebook will show the views. I wish they would show who is viewing it, but they don't do that. I don't know if it's a technological issue for them, because they have no way for somebody to like what they watch. I mean, they have the like button, but maybe they don't have a way to record the view unless someone actually does do another action that Facebook could tell the name of who it is. Maybe they're watching anonymously, but I'll have maybe 5 to 10, depending on the subject, comments, but then I'll have like 165 views or 200 views or whatever it is. So that shows you the ratio that somebody is commenting. I mean, somebody is watching my videos. And eventually it's just the consistency of putting my face out there, putting out what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden putting my business link or pointing to that, giving them a call to action and asking for their opinion. And that's how I've been able to attract people to my business.
Yeah, that's awesome. So really, what it all comes down to is just putting out engaging content that is going to attract people to want to be curious about what it is that you're doing. Maybe you're not directly saying anything about your opportunity, but you're posting maybe something fun that you're doing in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon while people are out at work, and maybe they see that you're posting all these fun things that you're out doing. You're out and about. You're having a good time. It's all, you know, lifestyle type stuff. You're getting to hang out with family like you did with your sister, and you know, during the middle of the week, you know, and everybody else is living the, you know, the normal life, going to work, and so it kind of just strikes up people's curiosity, like, okay, like, what's going on, and how is this person able to live their life in such a way where they've got that time freedom to be able to go out and do these fun things. You know, whether you like to travel, whether you like to enjoy a certain hobby, or whatever it is you're doing. If you're out maybe giving your time towards a good cause or something, it's all about just putting out something that's really engaging, and something that people are going to be curious about, so that they eventually will want to ask, well, what's going on? And one of the things that you can do to get people's attention is to kind of just change it up a lot. Like, if you're a video person, maybe do some written posts in there, or maybe put some cool images, maybe do some cool things with images where you edit them in such a way that it grabs people's attention. One thing that I've seen lately is the things I'm witnessing just with videos that are catching people's eyes, right? Like, they're catching attention. Is, if you notice, like, when you're on Facebook and you scroll down your newsfeed and you see a video, it doesn't play the sound, but you can kind of see what the video is about just by scrolling over it, hovering your mouse over it, and you can see some motion in the video. So you want to utilize that silence as well. Maybe put some text onto the video, and you can do that with different software out there. Or maybe you want to do a slideshow or something where it shows some really cool effects or text, or something really colorful, something that's a little different. Maybe you want to put like a border or something around your video, or maybe you want to kind of like zoom in on certain parts and zoom out, or just kind of use these different types of pattern interrupts, right? And so things like that are going to get people's attention. And then also, just, you know, with your imagery and everything that you're doing, you can do videos, you can do text, you can do images, you can do live videos now. Live videos are getting more and more popular, and the cool thing is that a lot of people are afraid to do video. So when they actually see somebody out there doing video, that automatically gets them curious, because it's like, when you're live, you're on the spot, people don't necessarily know what it is you're going to talk about. And so maybe somebody's recently added you as a friend, or maybe they added you as a friend a long time ago, then all of a sudden you show up on their newsfeed and you're live, right? And so I know for myself, I've changed it up a little bit lately. I'll just do something. I'm really into music and stuff, so I'll grab my guitar, or a pair of drumsticks, or I'll do something that's just a little bit out there, a little bit different, and it's just kind of cool to see who pops on, and you can actually address that person by name when you see them pop on, or if they leave a comment. And it's always really cool. Like, one night I did a video where I was just making coffee with my French press, and it was real late at night, and you know, that's going to get a lot of people's attention because it's late at night, and why in the world are you making coffee so late? 2, why are you doing a video about it? And 3, what it is are you staying so late, or staying up so late to do? And so it was kind of cool to just see who all was on, and we had a guest last week from Australia that we interviewed on this hangout, and he's 16 hours ahead of my time. So when I was on in the middle of the night, it was like late afternoon for him of the following day. Like it was a Friday night for me, and it was like late afternoon for him on a Saturday when I did this video, or something like that. I forget what day. It was either a Friday or Saturday, something like that. But it gets people's attention, and you get all kinds of different audiences each time you do it, and so that's a way to get people just curious about what you're doing. Like it doesn't all have to be business. It doesn't all have to be just work, work, work. It can be just you're doing something you enjoy, and maybe somebody didn't know that you enjoy the things that you like to do. Maybe you may put that, you know, in your hobbies or things that you like in your Facebook profile, but when somebody actually sees you doing it, it's a different story, and it grabs their attention, and it just kind of it makes it more real. It's like, okay, this person's on live right now. There's no faking it. There's no rehearsing any of this stuff. It's just here we go, and here's how it can be really, really effective. And so that's another way you can get engagement on social media. And I know, Andre, you do a lot of video with apps such as Periscope and Blab, and I know you've done a lot of YouTube stuff. Like I know video is really kind of your thing. So what's been the most engaging way to get people to pay attention that you've come across? Because I know that as consistent as you've been at doing it, you've had to have learned some really, really good things.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to break it down for really, man. The three main ones, and for people that don't know what we're talking about with Periscope, Blab, they're really the babies on the block, the new babies on the block, as far as they're part of the Twitter family, but they're live video. And serial income disclaimer below, because I'm not going to guarantee any results. Wish we could, but we can't because it's by law. But keep in mind, it's possible. This is going to be kind of funny now. I know, Patricia, you brought this up to me almost a year ago as far as Periscope is, getting on. As far as, it's like this is before Facebook Live. Facebook Live's only been going on for a few months now. But anyway, back to Periscope. Okay, let's say if you like to, like Aaron just mentioned, you like to be on video, but guess what? It's like your own reality TV live. So this is what the app looks like right here. You can see it pretty well, Periscope. And anyway, what I like to do is I just put in the title and I just go for it. Kind of like what you mentioned earlier too, Aaron, as far as like coming on late at night. When I first got started as well, Periscope, I did a lot of them late at night. So I was like, all right, let's see. I'm just gonna give it a shot. Let's see what happens. We're watching. It's kind of funny. I kid you not, because I've had people, a handful of people. I met a handful of people meet me because of Periscope. I had like almost literally a following for like a few weeks straight. And what was I sharing? No different from what I mentioned earlier, as far as like when I was talking about personal development, because I like to do stuff like that. As far as just basically just completely brainwash my mind from all the school system mentality, as far as the limiting beliefs that we put ourselves in, the lack of abundance and everything. It's sad too once you really really dive into it. And I like to share that. That's what I like to do, man. As far as on Periscope, I like to share it. Before the little other app for Periscope had shut down, talking about Catch.me, and I'm saying that, but it's shut down. I used to do a lot of that. Used to maybe shoot something real quick, and then embed that same video and put it on my blog post. And the thing is, I like to put it on my blog too. I like to share it, and then no different from what I mentioned earlier, sharing some of the other social media platforms. Now it's kind of funny now. I kid you not. I literally had some people almost chase me down on other social media platforms because of being consistent. Well, Patricia mentioned this too. You staying consistent. I'm a blogger for 2.5 years straight. So there hasn't been a day I've missed, I seriously can't remember. Not to brag or anything, but there are literally people that are kind of sitting there waiting for me to have some type of content out there day in, day out. I had one guy ask me a few weeks ago, how much how much of traffic gets to your blog. I'm like, I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the statistics like that because I just keep on sharing information out. I love talking about personal development. I love to dive into that. And again, going back to Periscope, I gained a little following using that. So I'm like, all right, let me just try this other app, Blab. And this is for the people that are an outside online, not just want to say outside, offline network marketing. You enjoy this one too because you get to see people live, like something like this right now. You get this. There'll be 4 people on a panel total, and then the rest of people you'll see them on the top of the screen. And you just do the same thing what I mentioned earlier. Just share our content. Now, when I first got it started on Blab, the thing is, I was like, all right, how am I going to be able to get a good following? There were times I just said whatever in the title. I just sat there. I just sat there and waited. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to clever. I literally did this. I played the Cash Flow Quadrant game, the Cash Flow game from Robert Kiyosaki online. And then I start bragging like, 20-something in a row. Because that's how many times I got on a rat race into the fast track. And then some people cop on like, man, what in the world? You talk about this game or haven't lost or whatever. I just be something out of the blue. I just name any old title. Got somebody in there, guess what? Got them. Because now I start a conversation, get to relate to the person. I didn't care about the title. I'm just trying to meet somebody new. Patricia and I did this a couple of times too when I first got started on Blab. And I it's kind of funny because I remember Neil and I, who's also on our panels from the UK, we've done a handful of Blabs as well. And we literally got on there and just went on tangents, just talking about limited beliefs, people put themselves in, the way people are marketing, themselves. It's like elementary. We're just going off on tangents. We're like, man, this is ridiculous, but we're showing out value. We had somebody sign up because of that. He was like, man, I love what you guys are sharing. Like, give me your websites. We're like, what are you talking about? So we went back going more on tangent, like a few more minutes tangent. The guy messes us back. Kid you not. He's like, all right, signed up. So what now? We're like, what? But that's what I did. I was clever. I was being clever with it as far as, going out there, sharing content, and, just pretty much getting a chance to, with Blab, getting a chance to relate to people because you can meet them right then and there. So if they and it's kind of weird. I don't want to say this mainly one gender or the other. I've had some women come on there as well because I play semi-pro football. And I have a picture of me holding my trophy. So I've had some women to kind of sit back, and I'm just like, okay, I see you up there, but they never come into the little panel to talk live like this. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to just talk to you. And I can see the comments because they got comments when people can come over there and just relate, or it's like, okay, what am I doing? What now? If I'm moving or whatever. So they literally had to get some people out just dragging, just talking, just get a chance to relate and doing something like this. But it's just, again, a chance just to meet people, face to face. Now, Periscope, going back to that, you're by yourself. You can read the comments. Some people, unfortunately, they want to be in a negative mindset. That's cool. Guess what? You can block them. Same thing like Blab. Get rid of them. You don't have time for that. Just keep on sharing that value. The people that are curious of what you're doing, trust me, they're going to come out. And sometimes, I'm sure you know this too as well, because I noticed this as well when we got on Blabs together. If we come on, let's say we both will come on, she's going to have particular people that want to see what she's doing, what in the world she's doing, wherever she's doing. And then you might have somebody that come on and just be able to relate. So that's how I do it in a kind of a clever way. You might think of madness, but guess what? I get a chance to relate to somebody. And then the funny thing is, too, guess what? I have my blog website on both. So they're like, so if I'm talking with somebody going back to Blab, I'm like, man, what's this? Let me check out your website. Okay. Because that's what I want you to do. I want you to see what I'm about. Because then you're like, okay, you see a picture, and like what Aaron said, talking about, pattern interrupt. You see a football picture of me holding a trophy. Then you go to my blog, and you see nothing but personal development blog posts. It really messes your mind. I love it. I love it. And it works, too. So, again, not going to guarantee you anything, so results not typical. But, it's kind of funny because who knows what happens. Have fun with it. That's what we're trying to get to talk to you guys about. Have fun with this. Now, with YouTube, same thing. Share something of value. Let's say if I get pumped up after we're doing this live webcast, there'll be something one of these guys says and just kind of sparks me. I just might just be like, you know what, gotta shoot something real quick. 2 or 3 minutes later, boom, I'll put that on YouTube. Now I'll go share on another platform, Google Plus. I'll go share that video on there. I might put that same particular video on YouTube. And now for this is kind of a little bit talk about as far as how to use YouTube exactly. If it's something that I'm like you say, if it's a particular keyword research, I might think, let's see, let me go put in a keyword research to kind of expand it anyway. I.e., my point is trying to get more viewers as far as to that particular topic I want to mention. And if not, if it doesn't, it's nothing as far as like if it's not anything as far as like getting any particular views per month, who cares? I don't care. I still put the topic on with a title because I'm just want to share the content. Maybe less than 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, maybe. Put it out there. Boom, I got it. Guess what? You still might have, and I still might have some people that come over and it's like, all right, I like this information. Like, perfect example. About a month ago, I said something as far as what not to say when you want to prospect somebody one-on-one. And I didn't know I had a good bit of views. Shared it up, put it on YouTube, but I also had a lot of handful of shares and likes on Twitter. So people were still following me. That's what I was talking about earlier as far as there are going to be people that are going to try to chase you down other social media platforms. That's what we want because I'm still sharing the value. So that's what I do, Aaron, as far as doing that with videos and, breaking it down with those different platforms. Just being very creative. Use that right side of the brain as far as just the creativity and just run with it. It's trial and error thing. Again, that's why I keep on saying results not typical because, it might be different for you. You might have a different niche. I know my niche as far as, like, let's help the people in network marketing and home-based business as far as, working the mindset because, we're entrepreneurs. It's a grind out there. It's different from the employee mindset. Not saying anything wrong with being an employee or self-employed, but, if you want something better, as Robert Kiyosaki has mentioned that cash flow quadrant, you want to work on that right side of the quadrant, the B and I side. So that's where I like to always help out and just give out value for people. Maybe it's something that might help inspire them or motivate them to get going, keep going. So that's what I like to do, breaking it down those 3 different platforms, my own little madness type of way. But it's sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. But it is going to get some type of eyeballs because I'm having fun with it. So that's how I like to do it in that type of sense, though, man, to answer your question.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to expand upon that just a little bit here and really get into like what it is I wanted to cover today. And that is the subject of cold traffic.
Aaron, I did want to say something real fast before you start. Because I noticed that now, as you see, Facebook is starting to promote groups more than anything. And I think that's what a strategy is that we've been told to do as well for driving people that are interested in our offer into a group. We can isolate it. We can either make it secret or close it off once they have shown interest, because anybody, again, who has liked, comment, or shared your content is a prime target to ask them, give them a call to action, and it would be to perhaps fill in your call to action. Of course, it's voluntary. It's up to them of what they might want to do. But once they do that, then capture that lead and tell them after they fill out that, then send them to your group and make it exclusive. That way you could make them feel special, like VIP type of thing. And then you don't have to pitch your business at that point, but once they get into the group, you could lead them to maybe 2 different things. A group that if they've been following your lifestyle, you have it like that. And then if you want to have them, once you get them in that group, to lead them over to your business page. And you would have posts about that. That would be a prime place to do that. And then once they get over to the other group, that is a business page, that would be all of that. Of course, then they could opt to leave it if they're not interested. But one thing too about the advertising on your page, that is something that like I don't do a lot of. I should lead with more teaching, like learn, do, teach, which I know a lot of people do, but I'm just not that kind of a person. I like just to do my lifestyle, and I like to drive them to my team and my group, and that's where we teach them other things specifically for business. But with that and the fan page, that is a lifestyle fan page, you to attract people to you. Again, of course, your Facebook page, your personal page, and that's where I put a lot of those kind of posts. But you can take those same ones, put them on in a fan page, and once you do that, you can boost your post and get a lot of either boost it for people to like the post, like the page, or drive traffic to that. So those are just all strategies. It all works together. If you could incorporate all of them one way or another, it would work. It will work.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally forgot about the groups, so thank you for bringing that up, Patricia, because that's powerful stuff right there, because you can, like she said, you can isolate those that are truly interested in what it is that you're doing, or maybe they're just curious, and then you can bring the value to those people that are in your group and make them feel like they're getting more value than what just a normal your normal personal page viewers are going to get from you. Like, they're actually getting the goods, right? And so it's really cool, and there's lots of different ways to lead people to join your group, and I want to kind of get into that because we've all talked about different ways of getting people to pay attention to us, right? But the main thing you want to do with cold traffic, because they say you want people to get to know, like, and trust you before they're going to actually end up joining you, because, I mean, most people are not going to just come across your page and join at the very first time they ever see you. People are getting people get spammed all the time, and so, like, they kind of learn to just tune it out, so you gotta think outside the box and be like, okay, what am I going to do that's different? What is it that I'm going to do that's going to keep them attracted to me just as a person, right? Not just as somebody that's trying to pitch a business or get somebody, recruit somebody or whatever, but what is it that I'm doing to get people to want to just keep paying attention and keep being interested in me as a person? And so one of the things you can do in order to do that is you can basically create content on other forms of social media, and you want to have a place that you can have total ownership of, something you have total control of for that content that is yours, right? You want to be able to control what happens with it. And so it's like, yeah, you can make Facebook videos and you can do YouTube videos and blabs and periscopes and all that, but what if there was a place that you had total control over, where you can basically utilize everything you're doing on all these other social media platforms, put it all in one central location, a central hub, and then drive traffic to that as well? And so one of the ways you can do that is with a blog, right? Because it's something that's totally your own. You can edit it, you can customize it, you can do whatever you want with it. And there's a lot of expensive options out there to doing it, and it can get complicated and everything, but we actually have a blogging platform that just straight out of the box is simple to use, right? It's set up, and I want to kind of just show you, like, the process of what it is that you can do with Facebook traffic, with any type of traffic from any place, right? Like, you can take a YouTube video and you can embed it on your blog, and then what do you do after that? You can post that blog post on Facebook, like on a fan page, for instance, and then drive traffic to that. And if it has a clickable link to your blog post, then you're going to get traffic to your blog, right? And most people that are in this that already do blogs and everything, they know that. But here's something that takes it a little bit further: is what if you could track every Facebook member that visits your blog? I mean, that would be awesome, right? And here's why. It's because, let's say you do a blog post. You could do an individual blog post, or you can just say your overall blog, for instance, right? You have an overall blog, and you want to just track visitors whoever goes and visits your website, right? And so let's say you get 10 people a day that go and they see your blog in one form or another, and they just visit it for some reason. They click on it, they go visit it. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have Facebook collect the names of everybody that visits your blog and put it all in a list for you in the background? Well, that's what a retargeting pixel is for. And so I'm gonna share my screen real quick and show you where to get this and how to actually put it on your blog, and to know that it's actually working for you, and set up a custom, it's called a custom audience in Facebook, right? Because you want to start off with content because people don't really know you yet. And so if you have some piece of content and you want to drive traffic to it, you want to actually collect the people that go to the websites you have control over, and the blog is one of them. So you want to get people to get to know you by the good value that you provide in your content. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to just go to can you guys see my screen, Andre?
Yep. Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm in the Facebook Ads Manager here, right? And it's real easy to get to. If you're on your Facebook profile, you just come up here and you go to Manage Ads. And so I've already got it open in another window here. You're going to go to Pixels, right? There's Ads Manager, Power Editor, Pixels. And this is what you're going to want to do. Everybody has this available in their Facebook ads account, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go to View Pixel Code. And Facebook has actually made this really easy now. They actually show you exactly what to do here. But I'm going to just show you myself as well, just so that it's even more easy to do here. So all you have to do, Facebook made one pixel code, right? Just one pixel code. All you have to do is highlight it and copy it. And this is what they're showing in this little animation here too. They're saying, okay, you copy the pixel, and you're going to find your website and go into the HTML code, and between where it says head, you're gonna paste that code. So what I do here is I'm on my blog here, right? And this is the blogging platform that all of us on this panel use, because it's super simple to use. And I'm going to go to plugins and applications here. And if you're curious about this blogging platform at all, just go ahead and click that green button below, and you can get started with it. Because I'm telling you, it's pretty cool. Just look at all these little plugins that it's got, and it also has tutorials on how to use every single one of them in here. And so once you're in the plugins, you go to Analytics and Code, and you can do this with any blog too, by the way. It's just a little different on each one, but I've already done it here. But what I would do is I would find the header code settings, or I could even do it down here too. It doesn't matter. Both places seem to work. You just want a place on your blog to paste code. And so all I have to do is right-click and paste that pixel. And then I go to Save Changes. And the way to see that this is actually working is you're going to go to Google. One of this, okay? You're going to Google Chrome, and you're going to type in Facebook Pixel Helper, the Chrome extension. And so you're going to see this here. And for me, it's already added to Chrome. It's this button right here. But all you have to do is, if it doesn't say added to Chrome yet, just add it, and it'll put the Chrome extension up there. And so what you're going to want to do after that is you're back here on your blog. You save changes, okay? And then if I come here and I go to any of my blogs, if I go to my main blog page, right, you're going to notice this turned blue and it's got a little green button on it. Actually, that's a different. You can do this on any blog, like I said, but let's go to this one here. This is the one that we've been using. You can, you're going to notice, you're going to see that this button turns blue with a little green thing on it, and you click on it. It says 1 pixel found on the blog, and so you can actually see what it is. Pixel location is this, and you can actually look at it and see exactly, you know, you can see the pixel here, and you can see that it's on the blog and that it's working. So anybody that comes to this page or anything on it, right, like if I come to any of these blog posts, you can actually see and see the pixel code. It's got page view because by default the pixel is for page views, but here it's got my blog web address, right, my domain. Then it's got the permalink, how to use GetResponse to automatically email your blog posts. This is a blog post I did a little while back. So it's tracking everything. Facebook is actually going through and it's grabbing every person. Like, let's say that you get 10 people a day that come and look at your blog, like I was saying earlier. Facebook is going to be like, okay, do these 10 people have Facebook accounts? And if so, I'm going to make a note of what their Facebook names, you know, what their Facebook accounts are, and I'm going to put them in, it's collecting them like in pretend it's like a bucket of email addresses or Facebook accounts. It's tracking everybody that comes to your website. And so there's a lot of things you can do with the pixel that are going to help you in the long run. And why is this important? Well, this is important because you can actually create an audience, right? I can come here and create an audience. Anyone who, you know, I can say people who visit specific web pages, people visiting specific web pages but not others, people who haven't visited in a certain amount of time, or I can customize it. For now, if I just say anyone who visits my website and I put in my blog, right, and I'm going to put in the HTTP, just right, if I put that in there, and they say to actually, I don't know why it didn't work there. They say to actually put in, you know, 180 days. Like I learned this recently, and let's say blog visitors 180 days or something, just so I have a name of what the audience is, and I just create audience, right? And then when somebody goes and visits my my blog, Facebook is going to grab that person's name and put it in this audience. Now, it's not going to show you anything until that audience gets large enough. I think it has to have at least like 20 people in it or something before it'll show anything. But once it does, then you're going to have a custom audience. And then what do you do with that custom audience after you get that done? Well, what you can do is you can actually get that custom audience and run ads to it, right? People that visited your blog already. So then maybe now all of a sudden people are going to see more posts from you because they've already visited your blog. You're retargeting them on Facebook. You're running a little ad. Maybe you're boosting a post, or you're doing a video and you want video views or whatever, and now you can just go and choose that audience, right? And another thing you can do is you can create lookalike audiences based off that too, but that's a topic for another day. But basically what you can do is just get people to go to your blog, and you can collect their name. That way you can retarget them on Facebook later on. So that's just something that I wanted to share with you guys, because it's really it's a really cool feature. And again, you know, this is a blog that we all use here, and you know, it's really, really easy to do this stuff. And you know, if there's ever anything you can't figure out, usually it's covered down here in the tutorials. There's also a support group for people that own this, and so you would definitely get to be a part of that too by clicking that button right below and just testing this thing out. Like, it's really cool. Like, it's addicting. And so there's an easy way to go about this too, a 21-day blogging challenge. You just start the challenge. It tells you essentially, okay, here's what a blog is, here's what you need to write about for now, and once you get the hang of it, you can just start coming in here and cranking out blog posts, and the more content you put out, the better it's going to rank on Google and other search engines, and it's just a really cool thing to do. So that's about all the technical stuff I have to say about that, but it's a cool thing to do is really just dive into this and grab your Facebook pixel if you already have a blog and put it on there, because I guarantee you you're going to find a way to use it to remarket and you know, retarget those people that are interested, right? Because why spend money on Facebook ads running them to people that are not interested, right? You want to warm them up, and the more people see you other places, are like, why does this guy keep popping up all over the place on my social media accounts? That's what you want. You want them to notice that you're that you're somebody that has something to say, and that it's important, you know. And so the more you show up, the more you get yourself in front of them, the more you're going to be able to just rock it with this, right? You're going to be able to attract so many people. They're going to tell their friends about you. They're going to start commenting on your stuff, and they're going to start sharing your stuff, and their friends and family are going to see it, and you're just going to be able to gain a huge following from it. So if you're not already doing it, create a Facebook fan page and post your content there, because those are the only places that you can create and boost your posts. And there's a whole wide range of posts you can do with Facebook. And so that's basically the short version of this. But I wanted to make sure I showed you guys what the Facebook pixel was and how easy and simple it is to get that onto a page that you control yourself, which is, for many people, their blog. So if you don't have a blog yet and you would like to have control over something, I highly, highly recommend just clicking that button below this video and getting started on your own blog, and you'll be really happy with everything that you see there. And I just wanted to turn it back over to Andre and Patricia and get your guys' opinion on everything that I just went over, just in case. I hope I didn't go too fast, but was everything clear to you guys? I just want to make sure that I didn't go too fast.
Man, I love this, man. I really love that, what you just shared. And comment below if you got value from what Aaron just shared, because, you know, it's funny, you've been paying attention to what we've been mentioning. I said earlier, as far as paying attention to all this stuff, guess what? I'm not a techie guy. Y'all have to just throw the content out there as well. And Aaron has broken down a little bit more, simplifying it as far as, you know, where to find it. Like, perfect example, if then, you know, for example, Facebook, to find out where certain people or might be paying attention to what you're sharing. So that's something, to be honest with you, I did not know that, you know, I got to incorporate myself, since I, you know, as long as I've been blogging as well. And, you know, I've had people tell me straight up, like I mentioned earlier, other social media platforms, as far as like, man, I love what you're sharing or whatever. And not to brag for you watching, I'm not a type of blogger that likes to have like a book out there. I'm the type of person who's, like, to be honest with you, I'm less than 200 words. You know, if I'm over 200, that's maybe probably 10 posts all time. So that's just the type of blogger I am. Some people just like to really put a lot of information out there too. That's cool, but I'm kind of the person that be short and sweet, cause that's just how I am. Aaron mentioned earlier we had a guest last week. He's the same way as far as like short and sweet. Some people are, some people aren't. You have to know your audience. So that's why we were mentioned earlier as far as putting content out there, something of value out there at first, and then this is what happens when you start to get the following or whatever, and then start getting the cold traffic. So, that's all these things that we're mentioning that you not start to notice, and when you're paying attention, that everything starts to add up. So that is a cool feature. I love what you shared, though, Aaron. So yeah, for not bad for something that's for $17 for a 2-week trial. Once they do, click that yes, let me in link below. So that's all I wanted to mention. I don't know if you have anything to add on as well, Patricia.
Well, yes, for those of you who are saying what, again, we have a mixed audience. Maybe there are people here who have know what we do, which is online marketing, blogging, internet marketing, working at home on your computer or from your cell phone. But for and we know what we're talking about, retargeting for somebody who visits a website, because a blog is a website. All of us own this particular platform called a Kalatu blog, and you can, as Aaron said, set it up where you can have this retargeting. So those of you who don't know what that means, and I'll give you the illustration, is that if you are a woman or a man, but if you're a woman that you like that red pair of high heels that you clicked on and you saw that from Macy's, right? And then you clicked off of it, you said, well, maybe I'm not ready to buy it yet. But what they do is you go to another part of the web. Now you're on Facebook, and then you see, man, I was on the Macy's website. I clicked on those red high heels that I liked, but how did those red pair of shoes get on my Facebook now and it's following me around everywhere I'm going on the web? Well, that's what it's called. It's called retargeting. It's reminding you that you have clicked on that you were interested in it, and it's just a way for the store, to a huge store with multi-million dollars in advertising, or I should say, are able to spend multi-millions of dollars on advertising to get people to buy things. Well, this is one way that they do it on the internet. You're thinking that's kind of freaky, they're following me around. How did they get my information? But it's simply because you clicked on something that you liked and you were on their website. So it's not creepy for us. We're not multi-million dollar companies that have huge advertising budgets, but we do have Facebook Ads Manager, and we are able as individual entrepreneurs to be able to use this same feature to retarget to our customers that have come to our websites as well, to follow you around and remind you, hey, remember you clicked on my blog, you liked what you read, or maybe I have an update of something, or maybe I want to advertise to you some product, and voila, there it is, following you around. And it's just another avenue that we as individual entrepreneurs can do. And as you see, we could teach you how to do this, as Aaron did. And we could teach you how to use the Kalatu blog. And as Aaron had said, results not typical. Are you going to make any money at doing this? I don't know. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know your why you really may want to work an online business. I know I do, because I'm retired. My little paycheck is not a lot of money, and I'd love to work from home. I don't have to commute. I love walking 30 feet from my bedroom to my little computer desk, sitting down and working online and helping people to learn social media, so that they can make an income as well from home. Because we know some places, the economy, there's always people making money everywhere, but it's how you make it, and how you want to make it, how you want to achieve it, and the lifestyle you want to. That's the main thing. Like we started off this webinar where you're just saying, well, I was visiting, or my sister was visiting me during the middle of the week. If I had a 9-to-5 job, I could never have spent, she was only here from Tuesday to Thursday night, and we spent time together. I could have never have done that if I had a job. Yeah, I could have taken a week off, or maybe even some days off of work, but I'm losing money if I don't go to work. But if you have an online business And that's another feature of our Kalatu blog, and you guys, Aaron and Andre, you can testify to this, that it's residual income that would be coming in for you no matter what you're doing. You know, you could be sleeping and you can get a paycheck, notification. So, just if you're interested at all, we're here every Friday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you can come and join us to find out more tips and tricks that we have for you if you want to start an online business or you have an online business. And we also have special guests on from time to time that can also give you some more insight into what this business is all about.
All right. So again, if you get a lot of value from what we have shared here this evening, comment below. Comment below, because I know I have from what these guys have shared.
Thank you, Aaron. That was wonderful. Appreciate that.
My pleasure. It's kind of fun to learn this stuff and share it, and that's what we're all about. So be sure to come join us again on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're just going to lay it all out there. Whatever we come across, we want to make sure we get that out there and share it, because there's enough to go around for everybody. There's enough abundance, more than enough. So we just want to pay it forward, and so that's what we're all about here. So.
With that being said, we'll see you guys same time, same place next week.
Peace. Bye.